Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And some of you asked me why I sold my Stealth Profisha 525. And in this video I want to tell you why I sold my kayak. So first of all, I want to tell you that's just my opinion. If you love Stealth, that's completely up to you. I just want to tell you why I didn't like it and why it did not work for me. And again, Stealth is a good kayak, and I know they have a plastic version right now. It looks great, it's fast, it's light, all good things you know about this kayak are true, but in this video I want to tell you 5 reasons why it didn't work for me. First of all, guys, when I bought this kayak, I realized even though it's very light, it doesn't feel as light because it's very long. So you really need to find this point of balance to handle this kayak. It's not actually very easy to put it on the roof rack. At least it's not as easy as, for example, Prowler 13 kayak. Or even Outback. Not even talking about Revo. Actually, Revo is, Hobby Revo is very easy to put on the roof rack. But because this kayak is very long, it actually was not that easy. And in my opinion, on the roof rack, it was not as stable as a kayak. It was actually easy to move it from side to side. Because it's made from fiberglass, it was not. I was afraid to tighten straps too much because those straps actually may damage the kayak. Because it's very long, it took a lot of space in my garage as well. So think about it before you buy it. Okay guys, now let's move to the reason number 2. The reason number 2 is the seat. So actually, even though seat is okay in this kayak, but is not as comfortable as in, for example, Hobby Outback or Hobby Revo. Hobby Outback, they have adjustable seat with lumbar support. It's much more comfortable than in Stealth kayak, at least in my opinion. And I felt it after like paddling 1.5 hours. You know, in Hobby Outback I can sit like for 6 hours with, I can feel my back a little bit, but it's pretty comfortable. That's what I can tell you. Now the reason number 3, guys, it's the storage. For example, you know, I can take a fish bag and put it on the bow on my Outback. But in Stealth, you need to either need to put fish inside the kayak, and it's not always doable in Florida because Florida, like, it's very hot weather here. Sometimes it's like 85, 90, 100 degrees in summer. You need to put some ice there, and the kayak is not really isolated. So you need an insulated bag, and putting insulated bag inside the kayak, it creates additional hassle. You know, you need to put this bag, then you need to put ice there, and then you need to put your equipment, then you will need to remove all this stuff from very narrow opening. So, and you know, if you decide not to use bag and you put the fish directly inside the kayak, it's gonna create a lot of mess. It's gonna, like, all my stuff are gonna smell pretty bad. You know, I don't always have an access to fresh water. Sometimes I go on like 2, 3, 4 days trip, and I may not even have an access to wash this kayak. And you know, when I go on vacation, I want to do something more fun than just washing my kayak. So for this reason, I find it very easy in Outback just you know, to put this fish bag on the bowl, and you put some ice and fish, then you remove this bag. You can go to this with this bag to a cleaning station, and there's fish inside, so you just open, clean the fish, you know, wash the bag, and you're ready to go. It's very easy. Also, there is much more storage on Outback, you know, or even Revo. You know, you can you can take much more stuff with you, and some of those stuff are really necessary, and it's usually easy to access them. You know, you can just clip some stuff to your seat or put them in the back storage, but it's much easier than on Stealth. The reason number 4, guys, is I like my hands to be free. I can do so much stuff while kayaking. Like, I just got used to it on Outback and River. I'm just moving, constantly, and it's especially important if there's pretty strong current. So you just move constantly through the current, and you can do something. I can check my phone, I can check weather, I can check radar. At the same time, I can check my GPS. I can check depths. I can check fish finder, and I will be moving at the same time, constantly, non-stop. In stealth, you need to stop paddling, and while you stop paddling, if current is strong, you're gonna be like in 10 minutes, you're gonna be probably like half mile away from the spot, and then you need to paddle back to the same spot. And also, you can watch my video when I tested Revo. Actually, Revo's cruising speed and max speed is pretty close to stealth speed. So, and I was thinking, if I can go on Revo, which is pretty comfortable kayak. It's pretty easy to put on the roof rack. It's pretty easy to handle, and it goes with the same speed, and it works pretty well. And now, guys, talking about life well, the life well in stealth is pretty small. I don't think I can put 6 gags, the goggle eyes, and I don't think gags are going to survive that long in this small life well. Also, guys, when you fight a big fish, sometimes fish goes from side to side, and for example, you just like grab your rod and you're fighting this fish on the right side, and then you want to move it to the left side, and you want your line go through the bow. And if bow is too long, like stealth has, it's kind of hard to do. Also, fighting the fish, when you fight the fish, sometimes fish takes a lot of line, and in order to recover some line, you start pedaling basically towards the fish, and you can recover some line. In stealth, you pretty much cannot do anything. Once you hold in the rod, you cannot do anything with the kayak, which I found very inconvenient. And again, it's maybe something that you just need to get used to. But as I said, I just got used to pedal kayak, and it works much better for me. I think it's much more convenient to have my hands free. Now, guys, we're talking about the main reason why I sold this kayak. It's very fragile. As you saw, I don't know if you watched my prior video, like when I reviewed this kayak. On my very first trip, I got a small dent in the body of the kayak, and I had to repair it. And I understand it's fiberglass, it's very fragile, but come on, I don't want to babysit my kayak. I want my kayak to be bulletproof. That's what I like kayak for, it's simple. It does not require any babysitting, extensive maintenance. You just put it on the roof of your car, or you like put in your truck, and you're ready to go. And for this reason, I bought Ocean Kayak Prowler 13. With this kayak, I just can put it on the top of my car. And for example, if I go diving near the shore, or like I go like for some other trip, for example, I went to swim with manatee recently. I went to catch some lobsters in Florida Keys. It's a perfect kayak, if you don't need to like constantly go for long trip and fish far away from the shore, like you're within like 500 yards, 1,000 yards from the shore. That's a perfect kayak. It's fast enough. It's very light. It's very easy to handle. It's like bulletproof. They have a lifetime warranty. And again, Ocean Kayaks, they don't pay me anything. And it's just $1,000, Stealth is like more than $3,000. Come on, guys, that's like expensive stuff. Sometimes I lunch in before sunrise, and I take in my kayak from the roof rack at night. So, and sometimes it may fall or hit something. I just don't want to babysit my kayak and think about that it may get damaged. And when I'm 1 mile offshore, it starts leaking. I don't want this. I want my kayak to be bulletproof. I don't know if you watch this video. The guy, he dragged a plastic kayak behind his car for 15 miles through concrete, rocks, and all bad stuff. And this kayak pretty much undamaged, you know. And the same, like for example, with hobby kayaks like Outback or Revel, you know, it's hard to damage those. I mean, you can if you can damage anything, right? If you misuse it, but it's not easy to do that. So with the Stealth kayak, it's very fragile. You know, it's very thin actually. It's too fragile in my opinion for a kayak. You know, and as I said, I want to be able to like drop my kayak, drag it through the rock, drag it through the sand, drag it through whatever. And you know, I don't want to babysit it. That's not why I'm buying a kayak. So that's kind of my opinion, and that's my 5 reasons why this kayak did not work for me. Put in comment below your opinion. Again, I know Stealth is doing plastic kayak, but again, there's so many plastic kayaks on US market, you know. As I said, like Proler 13, for example, like, you know, you can buy it used for probably like for $500, you know, it's hard to beat. And like for offshore, Outback is a great kayak. I think I'm talking about old model Outback, like 2018, 2017. Those are great kayaks, you know. Revo is a great kayak. I really like Revo, you know, it's light, it's fast, it's not as stable as Outback probably, you know, and it's probably a little bit harder to put like this big fish bag on the bowl. You probably need a smaller bag, but I mean, overall, it's hard to beat. It's a great kayak, guys. I mean, and it's less than $3,000 with these turbo fins. So, okay guys, that's kind of my opinion, my review. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and put thumb up, and thank you for watching.